Hi everybody, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today I want to talk about a biller's role in a clinic. I know I've done a lot of videos about billers and coders and who should be doing what and the front desk's roles, and I just wanted to do something a little bit more focused on just a biller's role in a practice. A lot of practices are hiring out for this job. Billers are often a billing company, but there are still some practices where internally you are hiring a biller. I have hesitations both ways. I would say I have more hesitation with hiring out a company to do your billing, and I've talked about that. I have a video about what questions should be asked when you're interviewing billing companies, and it's not because I think they're bad by any means. I just think that there needs to be appropriate vetting of the business before they're hired, and it's not just for billing companies, it's for any third-party vendor that you would be hiring for a service. It's just billing tends to be one of the most common in healthcare, and that's why I say that. An in-house biller's job is very much dependent upon what is needed in the practice and how many other staff you have, what they do, and your specialty. I mean, there's different facets to this. I would say, in my opinion and how I've ran practices in the past, it is the front office people's position, responsibility to be checking insurance eligibility, to make sure it's current, make sure it's active, make sure all of the information is loaded correctly into the system for the billing, whether it's the billing system's information, the EMR, whatever it is, the subscriber ID, their names, addresses, everything, all of that should be the front desk's responsibility or the registration person's responsibility. The biller is there as a resource to them if they're not sure who to send claims to, so how to register them under which insurance. The biller can help guide them and teach them and be that resource. I think that's a great teamwork approach. But actually checking eligibility, making sure it's active, I feel that's a front office registration type position because that should be checked when it's entered into the system right away. Because if there's any issues, if it's not checking, it's invalid, it's not active, that needs to be fixed immediately. And that would be on the front desk. Now, if you need benefits checked, and specifically for a certain service, services, CPT codes, with diagnosis codes, etc., that is where it could get a little gray, right? The front desk probably doesn't really have the knowledge base to do that. They probably don't have the time to do that, but you definitely, depending on your structure, could have them do that. But usually the biller would be the one that would help look that information up. They would be the ones that would provide that amount of level of detail to what's needed. One, because they have the knowledge. Two, because they know what questions or follow-up things to ask. And three, they're directly going to be billing those services for your company and they need to be aware. So if a prior authorization is needed, they can find out that. If there's a restriction on how many units can be billed, they can find out that. If there's only certain diagnosis codes that can be billed with certain CPT codes with a service, they should know that. And that's where their expertise should be used in the practice. That is where they come in handy, not only for dealing with claims, but also when claims are created and with that kind of coding situation. That goes the same for coders. Coders should be able to help with that information as well. It's kind of a tag team. A lot of coders have billing knowledge. I'm not sure if so many billers have coding knowledge. It can go both ways. I think a lot of people train in both, which is great, and I think I would if I were one of or the other. But these people should definitely be the ones to get more on those micro levels when it comes to services and ICD codes and units and PAs and referrals, etc. Now, you could have them find out that a PA is needed, and then maybe that's the front office's responsibility to get that prior authorization because the biller gets all the information needed and the front desk just uses that worksheet or information to submit for the prior auth, or maybe you have the mid-office do that, like your medical assistants or your nurses, because they have the clinical knowledge to be able to provide the supporting documentation, which is what I do. Unless I have a front desk person that's very capable or they have a clinic experience, then obviously you can flex on that. But it just depends on your staff, what you need, the knowledge and experience they have, and then also, you know, what other roles and responsibilities they have in the practice that could take them away from not being able to prioritize what's needed or get done what's needed in a timely manner. So I hope this helps answer that question. Yes, the front desk, I think, or registration should be checking eligibility, see if it's active, etc. But if it comes down to the actual benefits of a plan, I think a biller is going to be more helpful and utilized better in that situation. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please share with a colleague, a friend, or anyone else whom you feel would be interested in this topic. Thanks so much, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.